Hi guys, here's just another video on the functionality of the i6s radio. As you switch it on, you will obviously need to have all switches up, and most people have GPS and then either 3D or ATI in this position and return to home here, which is fine. If you're not using your inverted switch, which I don't do, then you can actually easily assign this switch to be your ATI mode. So when you're flying, you don't have to fart around and try and find the middle position and possibly accidentally hit return to home. You can just leave the switch here and assign ATI here. This will still be your zero fly if you want to use that, and this will still be your run, obviously. So there's quite a few ways to assign these switches. So the way I've set it up is, if I'm starting out, I'll start off in GPS, and if I'm in ATI mode, I can just use this single switch here, and in either event, if you flick this, it'll stay in ATI, and if you flick that, it'll return to home. Conversely, if you're up here and you start here and you flick this, this will still stay in return to home. It doesn't matter what you do here. The only thing that's actually affected is this ATI mode. So how do we do that? We unlock the radio, we select this section here, and you will see I have assigned a second switch, which is switch D, to the fly mode, which is channel 5. It's channel 5, and all I do is, so I start off in GPS, fly mode 2, I change to ATI. Fly mode 2 is switch D now. So I rename that to ATI, and I assign the value to 1400. And then while I'm in this position, I check that fly mode 3 is also ATI. If it's not, change it to ATI, change the value, and also in this position, I check that fly mode 6 is returned to home. If it's not, name it, put the value of 2000, and then this will be returned to home. Also, I need to check that fly mode 5 is returned to home. If it's not, change it, RTH, set the value. So now, if I don't use this switch and I just flick to ATI, it'll be an ATI or 3D or whatever you want, and that'll be returned to home. So fly mode 1 is GPS, fly mode 2 is ATI, fly mode 4 is ATI, fly mode 3 is ATI, fly mode 5 is returned to home, fly mode 6 is returned to home. By activating the second switch, you've now got 6 flight modes. So just make sure that you check that when you're in this position, flight mode 5 is returned to home. When you're in this position, flight mode 6 is also returned to home. So that will mean the only thing that's really changing is this switch over here, and it doesn't matter where you are. You can use another function there. You can put that into 6G if you want to. That's a value of 1300. And so if you're up here, you can hit return to home. If you're flying in GPS, you can hit return to home. I just find that this is easier. If I'm flying, I don't have to try and fiddle this middle switch here. I can just flick that, ATI, GPS, ATI, GPS, ATI, GPS. Oh, return to home. Or ATI, oh, return to home. Yes? Thank you.